OpenAI became afraid of its brainchild and started to create a special team to control the superintelligent artificial intelligence. Google, which authorized itself to use all the information on the web to train the AI. A Chinese startup unveiled a $2.3 billion sphere-shaped humanoid robot giant crane that made money in Las Vegas. Elon Musk, who has no idea what Level 4 and Level 5 autonomy is, but promises to achieve them. SpaceX, which has become a de facto monopoly in the space launch market. All this and more, right now! The premiere launch of an unusual art object called Exosphere took place in Las Vegas. It is the world's largest LED display wrapped around a concert venue. Exosphere is 157 meters wide, 112 meters high, and the total area of all its LCD panels reaches 54,000 square meters. Inside the balloon, there is a concert hall for 17,000 seats. Sound delivery to each spectator seat in the hall is provided by 170,000 directional speakers. The total cost of the original object is estimated at $2.3 billion. On July 4th, only a trial run of Exosphere took place, and the official opening of the concert venue is scheduled for September. The event will be accompanied by a performance by rock band YouTube, which will present a new show, Actong. Elon Musk shared a timeline of Tesla's progress on advanced autopilot, saying that the company will achieve full autonomous driving by the end of the year. This time, the company's CEO mentioned Level 4 or 5 self-driving. However, experts had doubts about whether he even knows what that means. The most important aspect of moving from Level 2 to Level 3 is that the responsibility falls on the system, not the driver. From Level 3 and up, the main difference between Levels 4 and 5 is that the system must drive the car in all conditions and in all places without human input. This is unachievable with current equipment. Making plans to use Tesla's autopilot in snowfall or heavy rain is questionable, as the system would immediately require the driver to take control. Even Level 4 is questionable, as beta versions of full autonomous driving often require drivers to take over, even in good weather and road conditions. SA's formal Level 2 autonomous driving system requires the driver to take control at all times. Level 3 autopilot, in which the driver is allowed to take his or her eyes off the road under a number of conditions, is only authorized so far in Japan and Germany. Level 4, and even more so Level 5, is not allowed in any country in the world. Fourier Intelligence, a startup specializing in artificial intelligence and therapeutic exoskeletons, unveiled the first-generation GR1 android at the AI World Conference 2023 in Shanghai. The robot is designed with advanced proprietary technology and has diverse potential uses. The GR1 robot is 65 centimeters tall, weighs 55 kilograms, and has an articulation mobility degree of 40 degree. Android's movement mechanics replicates the human motor system, so it can walk on a flat surface at a speed of 5 kilometers per h, carry weights of up to 50 kilograms, overcome obstacles, go up and down a slope, and even withstand impacts. Compared to hydraulically driven robots, the GR1 uses less energy and is more stable. For commercial mass production, Fourier Intelligence representatives claim, the robot's cognitive artificial intelligence, developed using generative models, allows the GR1 to interact with humans while performing various movements and tasks. The company expects Android to assist people in disaster and accident response and aftermath, scientific research, manufacturing, and caring for the sick and elderly. Google has decided that it can use any publicly available data on the web for training and creating artificial intelligence products, as announced in changes to its privacy policy. Such data now includes user queries on the search engine. The tech giant's adjusted policy reads as follows. Google uses information to improve our services and develop new products, features, and technologies that benefit our users and society. For example, we use publicly available information to train Google's artificial intelligence models and build products like Google Translate and cloud services. Previously, the policy stated that publicly available information could only be used to train Google's language models and only mentioned Google Translate. However, This update does not change user interfaces or directly affect Google products. The wording changes signal that the company is becoming more focused on its artificial intelligence research, and human behavior in search queries could be a significant factor in its future development. OpenAI is forming a special team to develop methods for monitoring and controlling artificial intelligence systems. It will be led by Ilya Sudver, co-founder and chief scientist of OpenAI, who is behind the development of artificial intelligence, CHRG-54, which is superior in intelligence to humans. He believes that such artificial intelligence will emerge in the next 10 years and will not necessarily favor humans. Current methods of tuning and training artificial intelligence, such as reinforcement learning based on human feedback, rely on the ability of humans to supervise AI. However, humans will not be able to effectively supervise systems that are significantly smarter than us. This is what prompted the creation of the team with Jupe Elaint, which will be led by Lakey Vare. She will have access to 20% of the computing, and the team will include scientists and engineers from various departments within the company. The main goal of the team for the next 4 years will be to solve the main technical problems of controlling super-intelligent artificial intelligence. The team's leadership already has an idea of what direction to take. They plan to build an automated research system that will monitor other AIs and eventually create a controllable AI that won't get out of control. The OpenAI scientists hypothesize that developing such a controlled AI will be faster and better for a machine than for a human. Scientists will be able to focus more on evaluating the results of the customization process instead of doing the customization themselves. However, there is no guarantee that this method will be effective. Developers at OpenAI realize that using AI for evaluation could increase the amount of inconsistency, biases, and vulnerabilities in these systems. Perhaps the most difficult part of the oversight problem is not rooted in engineering. Nevertheless, Suther and Vare are optimistic. Zach Nelson, our favorite gadget torturer and author of the YouTube channel Jerry Vic Everything, has tested the foldable Google Pixel Fold smartphone in his typical manner. The device had to go through a series of tests where it was tried to be scratched, set on fire, and bent. The last tests became fatal for him. First of all, the blogger evaluated the external display, protected by Gorilla Glass Victus. As usual, this test passed without surprises. It also survived the fire tests without any problems. However, the main flexible screen turned out to be much less resistant. It was scratched not only with a two-pronged puncher, but also got scratches under the influence of a fingernail. In addition, when heating the flexible panel with a lighter, the smartphone turned off, and when turned on again, reported overheating. The author of the video also covered the Google Pixel Fold with sand and small pebbles. It is worth noting that this almost did not affect its operation and smoothness of the hinge. He continued to work properly, and the fingerprint scanner, despite serious scratches, the device still did not pass the bending test. The blogger, without much difficulty, bent the device in the opposite direction, which knocked out the internal display, and then the whole body sprinkled. Summarizing the video, Nelson said that the Google team deserves credit for the hinge design. However, there is still work to be done on the other elements. Satellite operators and government agencies involved in space research are increasingly dependent on the company that has become the de facto monopoly in the space launch market, the American aerospace company SpaceX of Elon Musk. SpaceX rockets have proven to be more efficient than their competitors and offer services at lower prices. According to the monitoring company, SpaceX rockets provided 66% of all launches for various companies and organizations from U.S. launch sites in 2022 and 88% in the first 6 months of this year. SpaceX is also the only company that transports NASA astronauts to the International Space Station and back to Earth. A few years ago, SpaceX began launching into space in the interest of U.S. national security, ending the United Launch Alliance's de facto monopoly. According to Deutsche Bank, the global market for rocket launches was valued at about $8 billion in 2022 and is projected to grow to $13 billion by 2025. SpaceX will be able to further strengthen its position, as it has already started test launches of a huge, reusable Starship spacecraft designed for both large-scale orbital missions and manned missions to deep space, including Mars. Startup Humane, which previously announced an unusual smartphone without a display, again reminded about its device. The company published a teaser with a partial image of the future novelty, and also told how the device will be called. The gadget was named Humane and is advertised under the slogan, "Take it and with you anywhere." It is noteworthy that before the boom of artificial intelligence, the company did not emphasize it. Earlier, the startup's co-founder Imran Chaudhry demonstrated the prototype working on stage at the TED conference. The characteristics of the AI are still unknown. There is information only about the advanced Snapdragon platform. The device is attached to a breast pocket, controlled by voice, and projects an image on the palm of the user's hand. The release date of the gadget has not been announced yet, but in the future, you can find out about it using the waiting list on the company's website.